All right. That's it. Let's get to it. Now, Adam Durden, appreciate the $10 super chat, brother. I appreciate the started with BOA, but the Ray Ray trying to change my mind. Stayed over the past couple of months. Focus on my growth goals and dreams instead of what the world tells me to focus on. Salute. That's the mission, brother. That's the mission. Salute. Salute. Art 5017, salute, brother. Appreciate the $2 super chat, man. I know this is going to be a real one, man. We gonna do what we got to do on this one, brother. I salute to you. I appreciate y'all, brother, supporting, man. Ice Cold G, I see you. Hey, son, I see you. All right, man. Let's do this. Now, the reason I'm covering this topic, man, is because there were two guys just this past week who hit me up, DM. One was in a struggle where he was just at wit's end, didn't know what to do. But the one who really sparked this topic is a guy who told me, I mean, it was a long DM, told me his story, told me his history, and then he told me, man, that the worst things that a man could ever tell you. He says, brother, I'm at my wit's end, and I'm about ready to just end it all. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of this evil world, and I'm tired of fighting, man. And I told that brother, I said, brother, don't give up. I said, tune in to the King Ray Ray show. That was Saturday. I told him to tune in to the King Ray Ray show Sunday morning. Unfortunately, I couldn't get it done yesterday. So here we are today. And so if that brother ain't in here right now, then I know he's going to be listening on the playback. And actually, I'm going to go in when I'm done with this show, and I'm going to link it to him, man. I'm going to send him the link. Because brothers are in a world, man, where they feel like they don't have any options. And we pile so many things onto our heads that we don't understand that we don't have to deal with all of those things we're dealing with. Now, I was just talking to my cousin, Rock. He's the owner of the Steel Mill Wellness Center in Atlanta. Super popular, celebrity trainer, got people winning shows on stage. Been doing it for a long time. I pit him against any trainer anywhere and guarantee you he can get a body right quicker than you can. And that's with the perfect client who's going to do everything you tell him to do. Now, we were having a conversation, man, and we started talking about this story that we heard when we were younger. And it's the storm story. There was this kid with his granddad. And I know some of you guys may have heard this. There was this kid with his granddad. And salute to Abel for the $5 super chat before we get into this, man. Salute to you. This content has changed my life. Salute. There was this kid, young kid, just got his driver's license, 16. He was driving his granddad's truck. All of a sudden, it started storming. And at first, it was okay. But you know, one of those storms where everything looks white in front of you. Even us, experienced drivers, have to really be cautious. You know, the type of storm where people cut their hazard lights on. And he said, Granddad, I can't see. I need to pull over. He said, grandson, keep driving. About 5 minutes later, it got worse. Torrential downpour. He said, Granddad, I can't see. I mean, it's raining too hard. I think I'm going to hit something. I can't see. I need to pull over. He says, grandson, keep driving. 2 minutes later, I mean, it was so bad, everybody else was pulling over. He said, Granddad, everybody else is pulling over. Like, this is really bad. I don't want to drive in this. I can't see. He said, grandson, keep driving. Right before he got ready to say, Granddad, I'm about to pull over, they got to the edge of the storm. Wasn't raining anymore. Sun came out. Looked like it hadn't rained in weeks. Sun's beaming. Windshield wipers are off. Truck dries off. Birds are flying. People are riding in convertibles. And then he said, now pull over. He said, now look in the rearview mirror. He looked back and he saw all of those cars back there stopped in the storm. Scared to keep going. Stopped right before the sun. Right before the end of the storm. Right before the day got better. Right before the day turned beautiful. Right before the torrential downpour looked like it never happened. And his moral to his grandson was, no matter what you're going through, never stop. Because here's the problem with stopping. You just stay stuck in it. And I use that story, man, to start this show because it is prototypical of what we deal with in this society, what we deal with in this life. It's rough for all of us. Yeah, you can make a little money. You can do a lot of things. But that doesn't negate the fact that there's always going to be issues. There's always going to be something to deal with. And the thing you got to understand is that breakthroughs happen for people every day. Breakthroughs happen for people every day. I mean, every day. Somebody's having a breakthrough right now while we're doing this show. One of you guys listening may be having a breakthrough right now. When this show's over, somebody's going to give you the call that you've been waiting on. Breakthroughs happen every day. I'm not talking about one breakthrough. I'm not talking about two breakthroughs. I'm talking about thousands of breakthroughs happen every day, if not millions. So every day you make it a step closer to the end of your storm. Don't give up today. There's nothing you're going through that's worth you taking yourself out. And one thing he said was that he's got the world. He's sick of this world. Man, let me tell y'all something right now. Stop worrying about things you can't control. I don't know who you think you are, but this ain't your world to worry about. This world belongs to God. Who are you? What are you worrying about God's business for? You can't focus on your own business because you too busy worrying about God's business. What goes on in this society, the evil that's going on in the world, the things that people do, that's God's business. He's the one that punishes the sinners. He's the one that punishes the evil. He's the one that uplifts the righteous. All you could do is live your life. So all these other things, external things you're worrying about ain't even your stuff to worry about. Worry about the things that you can affect. You ain't got time to be worrying about what somebody else doing. Stay your butt offline. Stay your butt off the news. Stay your butt off these gossip sites. Stop worrying about what other people are doing. We hear about somebody getting in some trouble way over across the water somewhere. Somebody in London getting in trouble. We over here bickering about it and upset about it. Man, you ain't got nothing to do with what go on in London. If you live in Miami, you ain't got nothing to do with what go on in California. You got your own life to live in Miami. Focus on the things that really matter in your life. You ain't got time to worry about nothing else. If whatever you're looking to doesn't have a lesson in it for you or somebody else, man, stop worrying about it. Anything you got to worry about, you need to push out of your life anyway. Worry is just a fancy way to say stressing out. Stress will kill you. You got to eliminate stress. What are you stressed out about? You're worrying about things, man, that you shouldn't even be thinking about, but you're stressed out about them. Ain't nothing in your life that's so bad you can't make it through. Someone made it through worse just today. Someone's having a breakthrough today, and they made it through way worse than you ever made it through. Someone's going to have a breakthrough tomorrow, and they ain't even thinking about quitting today, and they doing way worse than you doing. One thing you got to do is stop functioning in a state of emotional imbalance. You got to stop being weak emotionally. You got to stop caring about everything. You got to stop loving everyone. You got to stop being emotionally attached to every scenario. You can't afford to do it. You have to learn that your life is your business. Run it like a business. Hire people, fire people. You ain't got no business dealing with nobody in your life, man, that don't even deserve to have a job no more. What are you doing? Like you guys going through things with women. Man, cut off. You guys going through things with a job. Man, get another job. Well, it ain't that easy to just go get another job. Oh, yes, it is. If that job driving you crazy, it's easy to leave that one. Hey, he's good enough. Don't worry about getting another job. Worry about leaving that one. You can't focus on getting another job because you're too stuck at that one, worrying yourself half to death. When you leave that one, you can't focus on building yourself in no other kind of way because you need to wind down because they're stressing you out so bad. Let me tell you one of the worst things that men do. Compare yourself to other people. I give you a perfect example. I can look at this channel and compare it to my main channel, the BOA channel. If you're not subscribed to the BOA channel, go subscribe, Book of Alpha Running Me. I could compare this channel to that channel and be really down about how this channel doesn't have as many subs as that channel, how this channel doesn't get as many views as that channel, how this channel isn't as well received as that channel, how people don't click on the thumbnails of this channel as much as they click on the other channel. But why would I do that? Why would I compare King Ray Ray to BOA? Two different concepts. Two different concepts. What I can say is that BOA may get a lot more views, but Ray Ray gets a larger percentage of his subscriber base to view the videos. 12,000 subs, I may get 6,000 or 7,000 views off 12,000 subs. If I hit the right topic at the right time, I might get 10,000, 11,000 off 12,000 subs. That's major. That's a channel that's growing in a phenomenal way. That means that the majority of the subscribers of this channel are engaged every single time that I put a piece of content on it. I see someone say I'm in competition with myself. That's a great point. That's the only person you should be in competition with. But let's elevate above even being in competition with ourselves. We're not in any competition. We're elevated so high that there's no version of ourselves that can compete. All we're doing is getting better every day. Now I want y'all to soak that in. All we're doing is getting better every day. That's all we're doing. We're getting better every day. No comparisons. There's no, there's nothing we're looking at saying, okay, we're better than that or we're better than this. All we're doing is getting better every day. We're elevating ourselves every day of our lives. Simply. We keep it simple but effective. We're elevating ourselves every day. So whatever you're going through, you can handle worse. My thing is, how you gonna quit now when you can handle worse? You copping out. You giving up. That's all you're doing. You're looking at life saying, okay, life, you beat me. Man, you could take way more than this. Your life ain't bad. Let me tell you something right here. If you got somewhere to stay, I don't care what it look like. I don't care where it is. If it's in the projects. If at night when it's cold, you could be in a warm house in a warm bed, stop complaining. If you got to go to work and you got something to drive, I don't care if it's a bucket. I don't care what it is. If you ain't got no air in the summertime, if you ain't got no heat in the winter, you still can get from A to B until you could do better. If you ain't starving, I don't care what you got to eat. I don't care if you got to eat tuna every day. I don't care if you got to eat bologna sandwiches. I don't care if you got to eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every day. I don't care if you eating cereal and sardines every day. I don't care what you eating. If you got something to eat and you ain't going hungry, then stop complaining. Who are you comparing yourself to? The people who eat steaks every day? You don't even know nobody who eats steaks every day. The problem is most of us don't even know anyone who's doing that much better than us if we eliminate celebrity stuff we see on TV, stuff we see online. I don't know many people that's doing that much better than me. I know people that are doing better financially, but I don't know many people that are just doing that much better than me. I don't know many people that are just killing me financially. I don't know many people that just everything they can afford, I can't afford none of it. I don't know no people like that. I may not be able to afford their complete lifestyle, but here's the thing. I don't have to be able to afford their lifestyle. But if they got a nice vehicle, the nice vehicle they want, guess what? I can do that for myself. If they want to have a few zeros in the bank account, guess what? I can do that for myself. If they want to have a nice portfolio, hey, my portfolio might not be as nice as theirs, but guess what? I'm not them. I don't need all the extra. I can have a nice portfolio. If they got a young, tender, bad little chick that's down for them, hey, man, I may not have a chick. My chick may be younger. She may be older. She may be taller. She may be shorter. But I can have me a bad young chick. But the one thing nobody can beat me at is having a relationship with God. Because I'm going to tell you, brothers, my relationship with God is stronger than any man's relationship with God on the planet. And I stand on that. And you should be standing on that too. See, you got to let God handle his part in your life. You worrying about, well, what's going to happen if I do this? Don't worry about what's going to happen. You just do it. Well, what if I do the right thing? Don't worry about no what if, man. We don't live in the what if mantra. We men, we don't live based on what if. We live based on, okay, I'm going to do the best that I can do in everything that I do. And the results are going to be the results, but I ain't got time to worry about the results because the next day I'm going to be doing the best that I can do. And then the next day, I'm going to be doing the best that I can do. I can't worry about what happened last week because ever since then, I've been doing the best that I can do. If you got time to worry about how bad things are, you ain't working hard enough. If you got time to worry about I'm going to be honest with y'all, brothers. I don't even have time to worry about what's going on in the world. Some of these topics that y'all send me, man, I wouldn't know them if y'all didn't send them to me. I don't pay attention to what's going on in the world. I don't pay attention to politics. I don't pay attention to, the health care scares and all that, man. I don't pay attention to nothing. I am living a life that is focused and determined to achieve the things that I want and need to achieve in this life. So I ain't got time to worry about the rest of the world. I ain't got time to worry about what the military doing over there. I ain't got time to worry about what the police doing over there. I ain't got time to worry about none of that. I am totally detached from what's going on in the world because I live in the spirit realm and I am destined and dedicated to staying in that spirit realm. That's the only realm that a man can be safe from himself. See, it's your job to make sure you're safe from yourself. We always look at our enemies. We always look at other people as our number one enemy, as our number one, detrimental force. But more times than not, you are the reason you're not achieving. You're holding yourself back. You want to see you fail more than anybody. You know why? Because you're the one who can affect you succeeding or failing. Your effort determines whether you succeed or fail. And if you are sitting around here not giving optimal effort because you're concerned about what's happening and going on around you and you're tired of the evil of this world, man, the world been evil. What are we talking about right here? You don't even live during slavery times and Jim Crow. You ain't never seen nobody hanging from a tree, burnt and shot. What the hell you mean the world is bad? For who? You? No, it ain't. People died, cried, and got fried so the world wouldn't be as bad as for you as it was for them. None of us have any reason to be talking about we about to quit. Quit for what? You got more opportunities than anybody before you ever had to succeed. Stop worrying about stuff. That's why I hate movies about the slave trade, man. Why are we still talking about that? That's irrelevant. 30% of y'all didn't even have ancestors who were slaves. But we still worrying about the wrong things. We're allowing our past. Let me tell y'all something about the past, man. And y'all better remember this. Your past is your enemy. Because your past is way back there. Your future is right. Your past is left. The more you focus on the past, the further you are away from the future. So if you focusing on the past, yeah, it's going to seem hard. It's going to seem like you ain't making no progress because you ain't making no progress. But whose fault is that? Don't give up. Get right. Don't give up. Get right. Change your focus. Dedicate yourself to doing the things you need to be doing instead of focusing on the things that don't matter. Build yourself up to the best version of yourself. Be the best man that you can be. All of those things. You do not have time to be sitting around here talking about, man, I'm about to give up. Hey, man, you ain't even accomplished enough to give up yet. You ain't did enough to accomplish up yet. Man, come on, brothers. We got to do better. We have got to do better than this. We ain't did enough to give up yet. What you giving up for? For what? When you give up, what you going to do after that? When you give up, what you going to do after that? Nothing. Sit around and just do nothing. You're wasting your life away, man, worrying about what's going on around you. What are you doing? What are you doing? Write on paper what you're doing every day to better your plight. And I bet you can't fill up. I bet you can't go down. If you can't write on one sheet of paper, I'm talking about one sheet of paper like this. Just a regular sheet of paper like this. If you can't write on a sheet of paper like this and fill up this whole sheet, numbering all the way down, I guess it'll go down to about 17. If you can't, well, probably go down to about 20, 25. If you can't number all the way down on this sheet of paper and write down the things you're doing to better your life, man, your life ain't hard. You just lazy. You ain't working hard enough. You got to focus on the work, man. You got to focus on the work. I don't even understand. I don't understand the logic in this, man. You got to focus on doing the work. That's your job. Put in the work. Then complain. If you put in the work, okay, you put in the work, it don't work, okay, then let's talk about why it ain't working. But here's the problem with that. If you put in the work, some gonna work. It's gonna work well enough for you not to be telling me I'm gonna give up. I guarantee you that. I ain't telling you what I think, I'm telling you what I know. We got to stop acting like the world is just this big, terrible place and we can't accomplish nothing because the world's so hard and the world's so bad and we got to be so sad. And man, that you lying to yourself. You lying to yourself. I'm telling you what you're doing. You owe yourself better than that. Too busy trying to worry about saving the world. Man, the world ain't yours to save. You got a tough enough time saving yourself. How you going to save the world? How you got a tough enough time saving yourself, man? Slide to the side. Let God do his thing. If you let him do his part, then you'll see that your part ain't that much. You're too busy worrying about the world and not worrying about trying to build a relationship with God, man. I tell you, men, all the time, don't worry about who telling you there ain't no God. Don't worry about who telling you that religion ain't this. Because we ain't talking about religion. We talking about God. Don't worry about who tell you, man, well, you can't worry about that. Christianity ain't this. We ain't talking about Christianity. We talking about God. Don't worry about nobody who tell you, well, you got to be Islam. We ain't talking about Islam. We talking about God. Don't worry about nobody who tell you, well, Buddha is the best thing. We ain't talking about Buddhism. We talking about God. We ain't talking about Judaism. We talking about God. We ain't talking about being Jewish. We talking about God. We ain't talking about being Jehovah's Witness. We talking about God. We talking about you as a man building a relationship with God based on understanding the things you need to do in your life and the things you need to fall to the side and let God do. That's all we talking about. This ain't rocket science, man. It ain't rocket science. Salute to my brother Kazan clan. Salute to you, bro. Appreciate I think that'd be 10 bones, man. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate it. Tony LG, appreciate the $5 super chat, man. Get out of God's way. Truth. Salute King Ray Ray. AC, salute to you, bro. We have to do better in our lives, man. And we have to stop worrying about what we can't control. We have to stop worrying about what we can't control. It is not your job to wish that you can control something you can't control. It's not your job to wish that you could control the judicial system. It's not your job to wish that you could control the family court system. It's not your job to wish that you can control religious preferences. It's not your job to wish that you can control the LGBT narrative. It's not your job to wish that you can control social media, that you can control mass media, that you can control news issuance, that you can control anything, that you can control election results, that you can control. It's not your job. Your duty as a man is to follow the path that God wants you to follow and make sure you're on that path and make sure you're living that life. And no matter what you're dealing with, brother, your life is not over. Your life is not over. Why are you trying to force your life to be over? See, giving up ain't giving up. You ain't quitting on yourself. You're quitting on God. God got a plan for you. And you can't stick to it because you're too busy worrying about quitting on God. God telling you, take 5 more steps. You're like, oh, God, I can't do it. Boy, you take 5 more steps, I'm going to take the other 500 for you. Oh, no, Lord, I can't do it. The world too bad. The world. Hey, man, listen. Your life is not bad unless you broke, homeless, sick, lonely, or destitute, with no one to rely on, no one to talk to, every day of your life. If that's your life, then you have a leg to stand on with this whole I give up stuff. With this whole I'm going to quit on life stuff. With this whole the world is too hard stuff. The world ain't too hard. The world ain't too evil. You just too focused on the evil of the world. See, if you focus on the righteousness of God, then you don't focus on the evil of the world anymore. The evil of the world doesn't exist to a man who's focusing on the righteousness of God. It doesn't exist to him. It doesn't come your way. You don't see it. You're not a part of it. I'm telling you what I know, man. You can get so deep into your relationship with God, man, that the world don't even exist around you. The world literally doesn't exist around you. And that's the level I want you men to get to. I want you men to get so enthralled and entrenched into your relationship with God that you don't even focus on the world around you anymore. I want you to just focus on the things that God wants you to focus on, the connection that you have spiritually with the Most High. Focus on those things. That's where your strength come from. That's where your wisdom, understanding, knowledge come from. That's where your guidance come from. That's where the toolage that you need come from. That's where your strength and buckler and your shield and your sword come from. That's where your soldiers of war to go to battle with you for your spirit in this world come from. You got to focus on your relationship with God, man. If you're thinking about giving up on life, it's because you don't live a life for God. You don't have God in your life, man. Or you won't accept him. He's there. That's why you made as far as you made it. Stop listening to people telling you that God doesn't exist. They're lying to you. And they're lying to themselves. Because they can't prove he doesn't exist. But we can prove he does. By telling you about the miracles that have transpired in our lives that can't be explained in any other way. How do you explain a man getting caught with 9 blocks? Second charge. They got him now. They've been trying to get him. They finally got him. Man started praying to God. I'm talking about out loud. Officer got him in the back seat, waiting for the wagon to come. They're going to put him in the wagon. They're going to put the work in the wagon. They're going to tow his car. People standing around. They've dispersed now. They think he's going. He's sitting there praying. I'm talking about praying out loud to God. Man, talking to God, beseeching the spirit of the Most High. And you know what? The cop turned around and said to him. The cop called in, told the chief narcotics detective, said, hey, man, we got such and such, such and such. Oh, yeah, we've been waiting on him. Where'd you get him at? Well, over here by such and such. He's a long way from his stomping ground, but I'm glad you got him. What you got him with? Man, he's got 9. Looks like about, they're pretty big. What you want me to do with him? All of a sudden, all he is that man in the back praying. Praying to God, talking to God, beseeching God, asking God to let him out of this thing, that he'll change, man. He'll make a move and do different things in his life. You know what the chief narcotics detective said? Let him go. Let him go. Let that man out the back of that car take them cuffs off for him. Let him go get in his car and let him go. Keep the blocks, but let him go. You know who that man was? That was King Ray Ray, a.k.a. Book of Alpha. As a 20-year-old Ray Ray before he became a king. That was Prince Ray Ray, still striving to become a king. So don't tell me ain't no God. When they tell you ain't no God, you think about that story. Because there is, indeed. Not just a God, but the God. He had a plan for me, and that plan was for me to be here today telling you, don't give up, get right. Don't let life beat you. Take a break, get back in. Take life head on, man. God is your trainer. God is your corner man. God is your cut man, because yeah, you might get cut. You might come back in and get a cut patched up on your eye. But if you keep swinging, you're not going to lose this fight, man. But you got to keep swinging. Don't sit on your stand like Roberto Duran, man. Don't do that. Keep fighting, my brothers. Keep fighting, man. Never let life defeat you, because life is yours to conquer and dominate. You just got to be ready to go to battle. And the battle ain't hard as long as you got God. You understand? And I want y'all to, the one thing that I want you to go by is having a strong relationship with the Most High. Focus on it, build it, craft it, and understand that that is the key to you defeating the forces of evil, the opponents of your success that are doing everything in their power to make you stop right now, right at the midst of your blessing, brother. Right at the midst. Son, you're waiting on a breakthrough, man. It's coming. You've been working for it. It don't make sense to work so hard for something and then give up right before you get it, man. Keep working. Keep grinding. Keep going. Keep growing. And I open up my mouth, man. Let the words of God keep flowing. Y'all men, be strong. Be of good courage. For God is with you as long as you let him be. We're going to head on out of here, man. I appreciate y'all brothers, Harlem World, Famo, GC. Appreciate y'all brothers being in here, man. All the brothers listening in, man. Y'all spread this word, man. Spread it to the people you know, man, that's ready to go. Spread it to the people that you know are ready to just, ready to let it all hang low, man, and just, and be put in that 6 feet hole, man. Let them know that life is still under their control. You just gotta let God do his part, because your life ain't over. Peace.